suggestions by a guy I know.
It's gotta,
ADC.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
ADC.
Let me tell you something, ADC.
He watches wrestling.
Matt the Morgan's awesome,
Do you
Michael.
know your ADCs? The ADCs of wrestling.
Welcome to the ADCs of Wrestling. It's been a crazy, crazy SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver weekend. 4 days of wrestling. Stop the wrestling. There's too much wrestling. I'm your host, Andrew David Cox, the Weird Al of wrestling, if you will. Joined this time on location, a super special Skype episode for you guys by Matt the Mark. How you doing, Matty?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, things are a little crazy busy, so
Man.
we wanted to get this in anyway, I guess.
You just moved. You've got a baby on the way. I'm starting new shifts at work. You're starting a new job.
I start a new job on Monday, so next week might be pretty tough to get a show in. So this was important to get one in now.
Yeah, definitely. We had to do this Skype show. We had to do it fast. We had to do it quick and dirty because we don't know if we're coming at you guys next week, but we're going to do the best we can. So sorry if it's a little disorganized. Yeah, a little crazy. But we're here, okay? We're doing the damn thing. The ADC dub will not be stopped by real life, except for like when it does get stopped by real life, because that'll probably happen from time to time. Because
absolutely.
Yeah, until we start like a Patreon or something, this is not very sustainable. My ROI is just 0.0. It's like way negative. I'm in the red on this, Matty.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of red, I was seeing red last week. Just let me get Steve in here for a second.
Yep.
What the fuck, what?
Steve, what the hell did you do to my lawn?
What? I cut the damn grass. The 316 says I just clipped your grass.
Yeah, I get it. It's a cute catchphrase and everything. Dude.
You did ask him.
I know, I did. And I heard the thing. He recorded it, somehow made it on the show, whatever. Bro, I went out there, and you stomped 4 mud holes in my lawn, approximately 20 feet apart, 20 by 20. Were you trying to make a wrestling ring?
Yeah, put a foundation in your ass. There's going to be, the 4 posts, and they're going to put the cement in. We're going to put the ropes in there. We're going to have some badass wrestling matches back there. We're going to tear it up.
Now, I'm going to tear you up. No, Matty, don't encourage him.
Come on, man. Why
You're
not?
the best.
Yeah,
So-
let's get a match going out there.
No, okay? No. I will not have some crazy Texan redneck from Victoria, Texas out there just stomping mud holes in my grass, okay? I worked my ass off out there.
Well, then why the hell is it covered in weeds and creeping Charlie and shit?
Well, that's just a low blow.
He's got a point.
You know what? Whatever. Let's move along. Maddie, did you enjoy a very stacked SummerSlam weekend?
This might have been one of the best WWE weekends in quite a while.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, obviously, TakeOver is going to always be TakeOver. It was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
So let's do that real first, since we're going to have to
go
do it.
Yeah,
we're going to have
do
to
it.
do this real quick. TakeOver. I thought it was awesome. My favorite match was quite possibly the tag match.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yep.
Really fun stuff. Tyler Bate is obviously like just a superstar.
He's a
in the
monster,
making.
man. He could be a star in WWE.
Yes, he definitely could. I think he's got to work on some character a bit. He lacks a bit of personality, but the dude's like 20 years old, 21.
21. He's 21 years old. And Dream is old. Well, I think Dream just turned 23 or 24. Either way, super young.
Oh, yeah. A lot of young talent just blossoming down there. My favorite spot of that show was Ricochet getting kicked out of midair by Adam Cole.
Baby!
Have you seen?
Go, baby!
I was not asking for audience participation, Steve.
Sorry, you're in the basement this week. I'm going to be a little more vocal than usual.
No, you're not.
You are in the basement. Have you seen, I think it's Wrestle Arcade who did the Anvil 900 30-second laughing?
Yeah, it was in the pod last week.
I know, but they did an 8-bit version of that upside down super kick.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, man, it looks so good.
All right,
I'm pretty sure it was Wrestle Arcade. Yeah, look it up.
I'm definitely going to look that up. The actual championship match, Kairi Sane defeating Shayna Baszler, that's pretty cool.
Shocker.
That kind of came out of nowhere.
At all, yeah. Big shocker.
Yeah,
good match,
enjoyed
man. I really enjoyed it. I actually liked the way it ended because it was like, it was just such a quick spot. We're like, oh, she got her. That's the end of the match. And then like, oh, wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
What just happened?
I know.
So I actually thought that was a great ending to that match.
That was good. Velveteen Dream, EC3, a bit of a dud. Not the strongest performance by each guy. I think they were kind of put in weird roles too, because why is like EC3's playing the face, Velveteen's playing the heel. They're both kind of similar characters. It didn't work for me. I didn't feel.
I think I might have a bit of a hot take here. Love EC3's character. Not sure if he's a good wrestler.
Okay.
I haven't been super impressed with him since he's come to NXT, other than his character is great. But in the ring, like even if I go back to the ladder match where he is, his spots were more or less just getting beat up. But even when he was doing that, he missed a few, like his timing. I don't know. I'm not a pro wrestler, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke.
You're not a pro wrestler?
I am not a pro wrestler.
Oh.
I don't know if you know this about me.
That's news, man.
But I'm not a pro wrestler.
Everybody here thought Matt the Mark was a pro wrestler.
But either way, I don't know. I love the character. He hasn't impressed me that much in the ring. It just, something seems off to me. Could just be me.
Well, good for you.
I know. Love Dream, though.
No, I love Dream, too. I think it's because EC3's style, he's more of like a John Cena type wrestler, right? He's just a big dude. He's not going to do anything that's going to blow you away. He's not going to do flips and shit. But maybe you need to see him out there with another dance partner. Maybe we need to see him on the main roster with some of the better guys and see how he performs up there. If he can put together a match.
To me, he's screaming Bobby Roode right now.
Sure.
And I worry. That's all.
Are you afraid he's going to be boring us?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Bobby Roode.
Or just disappear. Maybe he
Bobby Roode
might disappear like Bobby has.
His new gimmick is John Cena. You can't see me. Just like completely disappeared.
And I don't know if we will see him.
No, I don't know. Speaking of, will we see them? Are we going to Raw or SmackDown next week?
I'd like to do at least one. I'd love to do both, obviously, but I'd love to do one. And it's a good kind of debate of like, which show do we go to?
I know. I'm leaning towards SmackDown, but we definitely have to figure this out. I think we got to just show up.
I figure
and
we'll
get
do that
some...
off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. I just thought it might be fun to
Let's
bring the people
right
in
now.
to the discussion.
Pros and cons.
Okay. NXT Championship last man standing match. Tommaso Ciampa defends and retains against the Johnny Gargano that the audience don't quite know how to feel about because of this current run he's on. I've heard a lot of people share my opinion. I feel like that finish made Gargano look dumb. How do you respond?
I think it's the point. Like, I think the point
is make him look dumb.
I think the point is to make him go over the edge to the point that he hurts himself. Whether
he's self-destructive.
It's literally he's self-destructive. Yeah, that's
he's
what I'm looking for. Exactly, because he had that one, but he had to take it that next step. So it makes him look stupid because he had it won. He had the championship, and then he went out and he's like, nope, screw it, let's do this anyway, and hurts himself.
But it was like, it was so obvious. He's just standing there. It's like, well, what's beyond Ciampa right now? I mean, I could just give him like a really good super kick to the face.
Which he already did twice.
Yeah, I could smoke him real good right now with anything. Instead, I'm going to run at him full tilt because that always goes so well in wrestling. And then the dive he took over the table and Ciampa just standing there with the cuffs on. I thought it was funny. I like that Ciampa retains. I think there's a lot more interest in like what he could do going forward.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It looks like they may be turning Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era slightly babyface after that just beat down they got from the War Raiders.
Loved it.
Which was fun. It was a lot of fun. So we'll see. We'll see going ahead. I did say last week that I didn't know how excited I was going to be when we finally got to that match because it was number 4 and they'd done so many things. I was watching on playback. I texted you. I'm like, Maddie, I'm at the match. There's like 45 minutes left in the show and I'm not excited.
Yeah,
and
you called it.
I did, but like 10 minutes in, I text you. I'm like, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
It was good. They did a lot of the same stuff, but you know, they threw a couple new things in there and the table spot was cool. Although, I mean, when you put the tables kind of upside down on top of each other, it's just kind of like a thicker table. So I thought that was a little weird. I think it was more protection for the concrete, but whatever.
You know who I think took like one of the worst bumps of the weekend was that poor camera guy that was in the mix, just getting chairs chucked on top of him. Like he just doesn't matter.
I did love that spot of Ciampa just like trying to bury Johnny, including a human camera operator. So that
was pretty funny.
I thought
that was pretty funny.
It also seemed that what was it, the next night in SummerSlam, it was the same ring personnel that got hit in the AJ Joe match or something like that. So I think it was the same guy. That guy had a rough weekend.
Well, let's move forward to SummerSlam right now. My favorite match of the weekend was the aforementioned AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe match.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One thing I've seen online, and I like to kind of bring up the popular opinion, is it was a bit funny that after all that stuff that Joe said to AJ right before the match and how incendiary he had been to AJ prior to the show, to have AJ just go after him with like a collar and elbow tie-up rather than, jumpstart this.
Try a full-on beatdown, yeah.
Yeah, the way Johnny started against Ciampa, that felt more in line with what AJ should have been doing, but he's like, oh yeah, you say all that stuff about my wife? Well, how about this wrist lock? How about that? Yeah. Coquina clutched these nuts.
But, the way that match ended up going down at the end was absolutely brilliant. And getting the unscripted spot from his daughter, Daddy, you're bleeding. Like,
oh
man,
my God.
It hit me right in the feels. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, that was just so real. It was so good. And then even the next night or I guess not 2 nights later on SmackDown, AJ's doing a promo, which I don't think you've seen SmackDown yet.
No, I have not seen the full disclosure. I've not seen the second half of SmackDown. I think I got up until Peyton Royce versus Naomi.
So you haven't seen AJ's promo yet.
Or Becky's promo, which a lot of people are conflicted on.
Yeah. So, I mean, definitely I look forward to you seeing that because
I'm so excited.
This Joe AJ thing is going to go on for a little while, and my God, it was even better last night.
It makes me extremely happy that it was not a one-off, that they're going to continue this.
Yeah.
It also seems like they're going to continue another blood feud in the Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I really strongly felt like this match should have opened the card because they didn't do anything too special. It's not like they ruined anything for anybody else in the rest of the show, but they did kind of lose the crowd because you're like 4 hours into it with the pre-show, and I love the cheating from The Miz. I love Maurice helping. I love that the baby carriage has become like a prop now. It's like, no matter where I go, Monroe Sky's here. You don't know if she's real or fake. And she was totally fake.
But you know what? I like that they didn't, like this wasn't the payoff, which I thought I was a little concerned it would be. I like that they're advancing it. I like now
Did it
that
let
they
you down a bit though, the match?
Not so much because I wasn't. Like I said, I didn't want like a knock 'em down, beat 'em up payoff match. I wanted something that set up this to keep going.
They definitely did.
Which
Mission accomplished
they did.
there.
Yeah, and I mean having that spot too where Maurice hands the brass knuckles over was just perfect.
It was good.
So I mean maybe the match didn't need to be 20 minutes or whatever it ended up being, but I think in the end they kind of accomplished what I was hoping for, at least.
Yeah, I mean I feel like I've heard some other people discussing how Daniel's cooling off a little bit, and I think that is kind of a concern they might have. I'm not so certain that the mixed tag match is the correct approach for the next chapter in this feud, but I'm hoping they figure out a way to make that a red-hot angle and not just an excuse to get Brie Bella back on television and promote 2 TV shows at the same time, because this feud has so much more to it than that. So hopefully they take a lot of the reality from the reality TV of this angle and infuse it again, because for all the promotion and all the stuff they had, and there is still something to be said for having it first start the show, because I think the crowd would have bit a little harder. But I just felt like it was a bit flat, and I would like to see a little more. But man, that's enough of the analysis for the show. Let's have more fun. Let's talk about some fun-ish. What else happened in the show? United States Championship match, that was kind of flat. Meh. I don't know why Jeff feels the need to take
it was better than what I thought it was going to be, though. Like that bump that Jeff took. Like, I don't understand what goes through this guy's head.
And then on SmackDown, he's diving off of balconies.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's this guy doing?
For a guy who says he doesn't do the swanton much anymore because his back is so sore, he took 2 pretty ridiculous bumps.
He seems to do it every time he's on television.
Shows. Yeah, pretty much. I guess he just doesn't do it on house shows, I guess is what he was getting at. So
I feel the need deep down in my coccyx.
But for him to kind of, I mean, I guess he didn't go over clean on Randy, but to get
on Nakamura.
No, sorry.
On SmackDown.
On SmackDown, yeah. The Nakamura thing is just whatever. Nakamura retained. I don't care. I thought it was weird that Randy came out and he's like, nah, you're already kind of down. I
Yeah, they did
really
a lot to just tease
spot,
stuff and continue it on the SummerSlam card. But I thought it was pretty well booked. The Randy thing, though, was weird. It was just like, oh, I'm coming out. You're totally going to get RKO'd out of... No, not now. Not now. Yeah. Going back. That's it.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm assuming it leads to them in a cell.
So the one angle that we had discussed that actually did happen was the Becky Lynch heel turn.
Yep.
I got to say... It got a good reaction from the crowd, but it probably got the wrong reaction.
That crowd went nuts when she smacked Charlotte.
They went nuts for Becky, and they were cheering her awesome. On SmackDown. I mean,
it might have been the loudest pop of the entire night, to be honest.
Which is good, but that wasn't the intended result, right? Like, we all know Charlotte Flair. Sure. Charlotte Flair is the one who should be turning heel. She's a better heel.
Which, and I wrote this on Twitter, is that after last night, Becky did her promo, and they tried to go full heel promo and do the same old script and so on, and the crowd was not having it. They were chanting her name. They were all in on it.
The Becky brawl chants broke out. Crazy.
Yeah, like WWE has to pivot here. Be like, this is not going to work. Becky is not going to go over as a heel. You have to pivot this and turn Charlotte crazy at this point, because it's just not going to work. It's just not.
I'll tell you what, that Becky Lynch is straight fire. I love that shit.
Yes, Steve, we know.
And she's got new merch that says "Relentless," which I thought was pretty good. Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not bad. But I mean, you go through these weeks, and she's cutting these promos that make her extremely lovable. People are putting their eggs in her basket, and she's being endeared to us. She's got this Becky, the Becky Balboa, and she's got the fire, and she has kind of had to give up the spotlight to Charlotte Flair. I think, like I said on the prediction show, I think it would have been a lot more beneficial for the long term had she won that match. Carmella, I mean, be damned. Unfortunately, she was just there and whatever. Sorry, Carmella.
We knew that was the plan.
Yeah. But to have Charlotte win that match, Becky win that match, and then Charlotte get annoyed because all this hype was about how Charlotte was going to steal her thunder, and that's like, wait, you actually won the match? And then kind of turn heel on poor Becky Lynch, who everybody loves. It just, I don't know, it just makes more sense to me. I don't see how that wasn't the obvious choice. The goddamn pal, we're going to do what I want to do.
But like I said, maybe this doesn't turn out to be full heel turn for Becky, and it's just her kind of doing what she has to do to get to the top. Because it just, even part of her like heel scripted promo, it was still part of the. It was still just like, oh, I've worked my ass off, blah, blah. Like, she gave that face part of it as well as the heel part of it.
Yeah, so but then whenever you say the WWE Universe were never behind you, that's 100% heel. Like, that's full heel heat.
It's true. And she didn't necessarily say that, but she did try and hit on it with, because there's that whole thing with give Dana Brooke a chance and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so she did say, like, where's my hashtag and so on. Yeah. But, I mean, people have been behind Becky on social media for a long time. So I just don't think it's going to fly.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think they're going to get a lot of railroaded segments where people cheer for Becky, unless she's got to do something really bad. But it just, Charlotte just works better as a heel. She's bigger than the other girls. Yeah. I mean, her personality is
charisma for it too. Like, we've seen it. She's so good.
Yeah, but she's got that awesome attitude, and it just works better than her being kind of like smiley, happy-go-lucky Charlotte, because that just feels a little vanilla and a little boring.
Yeah.
What else happened on the show? We had a Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander, that was fine.
There was that big, what was that? The title that everyone talked about? Oh, the Universal Championship.
Okay, we can do that now. I was going to save that for last.
But I forgot about that one.
Let's just take a big bite out of it right now.
What did you think of the match as a whole?
Okay, the match was fine. I like Roman Reigns a lot. I honestly do. I don't like the overuse of the arm cocks and the Superman punches, but my favorite thing ever happened this weekend with that sign that the guys made of like Roman Reigns or whatever the hell it said. It was like Roman Reigns. I don't know if this is a joke sign or a real sign, but it was my favorite sign. Best sign.
Yeah.
Having Braun come out, this worked well to prevent people from just booing all night because they were invested in what was going to happen. But it was totally a middle finger to just have him come out and be like, oh, no matter what happens, I'm cashing in at the end. And then just to get beat up and then just slowly slink off to the back and disappear before Roman Reigns can celebrate and not actually cash in. It works to string us along, but it's totally like, screw you guys. We'll figure out a way to make Roman cheered.
I thought it was the smart way to keep people in their seats because...
It wasn't not smart.
No. But then to have
I'm agreeing with you.
Be the one that beats him up, and he did lay there. Like, if you actually look, while Roman was celebrating, Braun was laying on the outside, so you could see that.
I think to have Braun just like give up and walk to the back afterwards is kind of like, oh, it kind of deflates the balloon. You're like, oh, dude, we're not getting anything cool.
He took an F5 on the outside of the ring and then a couple chair shots. I'd like to see you get up after that.
Well, I'm not the monster among men. I don't have the monster in the bank briefcase.
I'm. You know what though? Even just having the Universal Championship on Monday night just made that match completely worth it, and you can actually see the potential of having the belt back on the show.
Well, it was great.
You had so much better.
A title match with Finn Balor and Roman, whom, by the way, these two have fantastic chemistry. They had a really good match. The crowd were totally into it. Less people were booing Roman because I think more people were happy just to see the title. And then the Shield reunion. How do we feel about the Shield reunion? Too many. Funny. They just did it.
Okay, so thank you. I think you're on the same boat as I am. Like, everyone's like, oh, what a surprise, best ending to Raw and this and that. I'm like, guys, like, the Shield was together before Dean got hurt.
Yeah, they did it the last time Dean was there, and then Dean came back, and they're like, let's just reunite the Shield, I guess, on a whim on a Monday night. Why not?
Like, I don't know. I'm happy they did it. I'm not saying that I'm not happy about it because it's still awesome. But the outcrying of brilliance that the creative team is getting for this, I don't quite understand that because
I don't get it.
We literally just saw it 8 months ago, and the only reason it stopped was because Dean got hurt.
It was fun, I guess. I guess we're gonna get either Reigns and Strowman moving forward, or like a situation with the Shield just protecting Roman Reigns against Braun Strowman in perpetuity over and over again. I got to keep this rolling like really quick, so we got to move along.
But you know what? Now
I just said we got to move along, and now you're talking about another thing again.
Well, no, because it kind of goes with this.
All right, go. Just say it. Go.
It's Eric Rowan is hurt. Matt Hardy's hurt. Bray Wyatt's free. Luke Harper's free. Just saying.
Okay, that'd be dope.
Just saying.
All right, that'd be great. Hashtag give Maddie a chance.
That's right.
Okay, so what about the Raw Women's Championship match? Ronda Rousey, in a kind of an awkward match, defeated Alexa Bliss. She's the new champion. We had the whole coronation on Raw where she slapped Steph in the armbar again for taking all the credit, which was kind of great because all the marks out there were like, shut up, Steph, and they played off of it nicely, I thought. But didn't you feel like it was kind of weird when Ronda was like, are you ready for a new Raw Women's Champion? And so my only comments, like, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, so my only comments on this is last week I said, I hope Ronda wins, and I hope she does it like quite handedly, and she did. The only part I didn't like was that she talked through the whole thing.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Just shut up and go to work.
It was kind of weird.
So it just, I felt like that cheapened it a little bit. And then having the Bella Twins come in afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't understand that. Loved that Natty was there wearing her dad's jacket.
That was nice.
Super cool.
That was nice. I'm glad you remembered to bring that up.
Yeah, but the Bella Twins thing and her talking through the whole thing kind of cheapened it. But it was the match that I was hoping it was going to be. She just beat the crap out of her, and that was perfect.
Which I think was good. And then now, obviously, we're going to have probably Ronda Rousey versus Steph McMahon or something in the future or Evolution. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know because they don't really have anyone on the Raw roster that can go after Ronda at this point.
Or hear me out. Maybe Stephanie McMahon goes to her husband for help, and she calls up, say, a Shayna Baszler or somebody who can actually take on Rousey. And we get that at Evolution or Hell in a Cell or whatever it may be.
Which I totally understand that, but at NXT TakeOver, Ronda Rousey was sitting in Baszler's corner. So
yeah, can't ignore that.
I don't know how you could just be like, oh, now you guys are opponents, even though you're friends, clearly.
It's best for business. It turned Seth on the Shield. I'll turn Shayna on the Horsewomen or whatever the fuck.
It's true. That could be the easy case there.
So we had who else got kind of squashed? Finn Balor came out as the Demon to defeat Constable Corbin. I thought that was great.
It's funny that last week
I have no complaints there.
No, and it's funny that last week we talked about like how the hell are they going to get the Demon back in here, and then bam, like right at SummerSlam, there he is.
Yeah, just have him show up. That's fine. It's been 2 years since Finn Balor painted a dollar store belt and strapped it to his head in Brooklyn. And also, who else got kind of squashed? Kevin Owens got squashed in the mix of Braun Strowman retaining his briefcase, which I feel for Kevin, but I don't know. They'll figure something out.
It helped make Braun the monster again. That's the only thing I got out of that.
Yep. And last but not least, the New Day defeat the Bludgeon Brothers by DQ. I thought the New Day kind of got a lot of offense in here when the Bludgeon Brothers, if you're going to keep the titles on them, man, they should be destroying people. And then Seth Rollins getting his IC title back, which kind of worked.
Yeah, and it was a good match.
Yeah, because basically now that Dean's back, Dolph doesn't have that one up on him with McIntyre, and I feel like this is going to keep going too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially we'll see how the Shield dynamic plays into it. But on Raw, they had a good match, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what they do with Ziggler and McIntyre and Seth and Dean now.
I got the
kind of
vibe.
done everything.
Yeah, I got the vibe on Raw that they were kind of looking at a Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre situation now because they had them kind of pair off against each other because they had a lot of heat between each other.
Yep.
Okay. I think we pretty much covered most of our stuff here. I don't know if we missed anything really important from Raw, but I don't have a ton of time. So do you want to do just 2 tweets, or you got something else you want to say?
Just one thing, and I know you haven't seen SmackDown, but just going back to the Bludgeon Brothers and New Day, obviously the injury occurred to Rowan where he's got the torn bicep.
Right.
So the New Day did get their rematch, and they did actually win the belts.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just
6-time
like
champ, 5-time champ. What the hell are they?
5-time. So I feel like that's
5-time. Can you take that, sucker?
I feel like that's pretty significant to kind of bring up.
Okay, yeah, you might as well mention it.
Yeah, might as well bring it up. I know you don't have time, but I figured you'd want to know. But yeah, I would say let's do some just 2 tweets.
All right.
The following segment was paid for by the ADCs of wrestling.
Hey, yo. This is just 2 tweets.
Two tweets.
All right, 2 tweet me, bro. Let's do this. I'm just going to kind of go down the list here on Twitter and see what we got. You know what I'm saying?
God, it's almost like we threw this together last minute to just try and get something out there.
It's like that. It feels that way, and it's going to sound that way. It's definitely going to sound that way. There's no skits, nothing. All I got is Basement Steve being a jerk in the background. We got a whole bunch of Hogan wearing a thong memes on my feed here. That was fun this week.
Awesome from last week, yeah.
Okay. Andy says, what do we think about Becky's heel turn getting the biggest babyface reaction of SummerSlam? Hashtag just 2 tweets. Hashtag just 2 over. Yeah, definitely discuss that. We think it's not going to go well. That's how I feel.
It's going to go well. It's just not going to go the way that creative wants it to go.
Right. Hey,
it'll go well for the fans.
Speaking of creative, here's a good one. Pete says, since Kurt is on vacation from the WWE, which we kind of forgot to mention. Can Basement Steve be GM and book Hell in a Cell? Hashtag just 2 tweets. Hashtag get off Steve's lawn. Steve, how do you feel about booking Hell in a Cell?
Oh, hell yeah, I'll book Hell in a Cell. First up, the match is going to be me versus Pete. My foot versus your ass, and that's the bottom line.
I guess it's you and Steve, Pete.
Well, you get what you asked for.
I think Pete was showing you support, Steve.
Well, he can go fuck himself.
Okay. Romine.
He's his own man. His own man.
He's a rattlesnake. He's a tough SOB. DTA, don't trust anybody. Romine. At RE Romine says, have we officially decided that the only person that can beat Rousey is Charlotte? If not, who? Plus, does Bliss recruit Nia as her muscle a la Ziggler McIntyre? I don't think that they're going to bring back the Nia Alexa Bliss angle. I think that's kind of played out.
Yeah, I think that's a little tough.
Rousey Charlotte would be nice, but I think with the Mae Young Classic and some of the women in NXT, I think that there's other options there. I don't know what they are, but there's other options.
I think Ronda's going to hold the belt for a little while. She is kind of the face of the company at this point.
But saying that, Survivor Series, they like to do this champion versus champion thing. Do you think they'll be like Becky versus Ronda, or maybe a Charlotte versus Ronda?
I feel like Charlotte's going to hang on to it for a while, and it is still a while away. Plus, with Evolution in the middle there, they're going to want to do something crazy to make Evolution seem like it was more than just a spectacle. So
what else is crazy?
Evolution is a pay-per-view.
Dave Smith at New Dave Rocks says, which current WWE superstar should have an animal sidekick, e.g. Frankie, Damien, or Matilda?
Animal sidekick.
The easiest one would be Randy Orton to have a Viper. That would be good. Not
dangerous for the crowd.
Yeah, very dangerous for the crowd.
Yeah.
What if Shinsuke Nakamura just had like a living pair of balls in a jar?
What?
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
What is a living pair of balls is not an animal.
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm probably gonna have to edit that out. That makes no sense. I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling. Who else is related to animals?
I would say Kevin Owens will have like one of those pocket chihuahua things.
Oh yeah, he already had that. It was called Sami Zayn.
Snap, 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 snap.
What if Baron Corbin just came out with a live wolf on a chain? That would go well. That would never be a problem. I think that would be perfectly booked.
What if Stephanie came out with a live Baron Corbin on a chain?
Okay, that might happen next week. Yeah. How about Roman Reigns literally comes out with a big dog, like a giant, like just like a boxer or like a Rottweiler or something on a chain. The big dog with the big dog.
That is too on the nose, maybe?
Yeah, that makes sense, though, right? The British Bulldogs had a bulldog. How on the nose can you get?
I mean, that's true. That is true.
If you believe rumor and innuendo, actually wasn't treated very well, and that makes me extremely sad. So let's move along. Raider Max makes ADC say things, says, when was the last time WWE had 3 awesome days of wrestling like this past weekend? 1986.
Yeah, honestly, don't remember. That's why I said right off the top, it might be the best weekend in quite a while for this company.
No, it was 1986. It was a cold day in November. They had SummerSlam, and then they tore up Maple Leaf Gardens, and I'm making shit up because Raider Max makes ADC say things. Stu Little says, getting kind of tired of seeing Steph get comeuppance exclusively via arm bars. Can I get an Eclipse at least once, or does Ember Moon feel need to get Ronda's permission to do that too? I don't think you're going to see Stephanie selling an Eclipse anytime soon.
It'd be great, though.
I feel like she'd end up like swallowing her veneers or something. You know, she'd just get knocked out, and it would just go terribly, terribly wrong.
I feel like Ronda's the only one that can kind of toe that company line, though. Yeah. A la Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mike Gordon says, what are your guys' thoughts about the AJ Lee possibility coming back to WWE? I don't think she will after everything with Punk. What do you guys think? Will she return, yes or no? I say probably not, but I did love AJ Lee, and I think she would do really well with the current crop of female superstars.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I can't see it happening, but it is heavily rumored that she's been contacted for at least something to do with Evolution.
Is a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I just don't know I mean, you know what? Maybe people will make amends, right? Bret Hart eventually came back, so who knows?
Everyone comes back, Matty. It's WWE. It's the best. By the way, JBL was on the pre-show, and all I want to do was just sit there and watch along and be like, oh, this is awesome, Maggle. This is awesome, Maggle. Oh, ball game. No ball game. The show's not over yet, JBL. Shut up, Maggle. I'm ADC. Steve-O says, hey, Andrew David Cox and Matt DeMarcus. Hi. I was super disappointed there were no call-ups on Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam. If you had to pick, who would you call up to both main roster brands? Bonus, which storyline feud would you pull them into? I don't know if I have time to get into that too, but
I saw this one and I actually put a little thought into it. Not that I kind of want him to be called up, but I would love to see when Elias was out doing his guitar thing. I kind of really wanted Dream's music to hit.
That would be great. By the way, his tights. He apparently got heat for those "Call Me Up, Vince" tights.
Yeah, it sounds like nobody was happy about that.
Yeah, hey, I can't approve that, right? That's not going to go down.
I really didn't think that these guys made their own clothing anymore, so I don't know how that kind of got passed.
Yeah, I don't know if they're kayfabing us or not.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I'm okay with no call-ups at this point.
Yeah, I would call up Shayna Baszler and I would inject her into this Stephanie McMahon storyline, and I would have her be Triple H and Steph's heater for the corporation.
Yeah, I can see that.
Best for business brawler, best for Baszler or something. By the way,
entire Undisputed Era could come up against Shield too.
The Triple H promo about the era coming back. I think I'm going to have to, contact Undertaker next week and have him come on and discuss, and maybe even talk to Triple H himself on the show. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That whole promo that he did really pissed me off because all the commercials prior to that were about Triple H versus Undertaker, and then he comes out and does a promo about it saying he said no, but no, that way he said yes. The whole thing pissed me off.
It's almost like he's trolling us, like the Undertaker.
Oh. Troll. I
wonder if the Undertaker is going to show up, or if he just, will lead us on for a long time. Last one, another one here by Raider Max makes ADC say things because I didn't canvass you guys for tweets this week because I didn't know what the deal was with the show. It's kind of up in the air. But he said, what match would you want to see more? Done saying better because they're all good. So he just wants to know what we want to see more. Edge versus Piper in a street fight. Bryan versus Mr. Perfect in an Iron Man match. Or Ambrose versus Foley in an I Quit match. Oh, or Adam Cole versus Shawn Michaels in a ladder match.
Oh, Adam Cole, Shawn Michaels.
Wow, hands down. That's where you went with
that. I think that'd be amazing. Just because it's Shawn Michaels. Like, I'd just love to see him.
You know what? The fact that one seems like it's actually still a possibility does make it very, very appealing. Like Adam Cole and Shawn Michaels, they work together in NXT. Michaels, despite now looking like Rick Rude with his haircut, could still probably wrestle. He's in phenomenal shape. Yeah, that would be a hell of a match. I'm intrigued. Like, you know, like a car crash. I have like a morbid fascination with Ambrose versus Foley in an I Quit match. I think we've never seen on the main roster how crazy Dean Ambrose actually is and how far he actually would go. But when he was Jon Moxley, he was known for being pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And then Bryan versus Bryan versus Perfect in an Iron match. I mean, that's awesome. But we've also seen like Seth versus Ziggler, and those are comparable matches in my opinion. Maybe not so technical. And then Edge versus Piper. Man, that's a couple good Canadian kids, and that would be pretty damn awesome. So who am I going to pick? I'm going to say Adam Cole versus Shawn Michaels in the ladder match.
Nice. Yeah. I think it's, even though Michaels, I think it was today, came out and said he has no interest in returning to wrestling at all.
No.
But I still think that would just be awesome to see.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty good. Sweet chin music to Adam Cole, baby.
Yep.
And then he would, come back and do super kick too. But it'd be hard to, really sell the super kick as like a special move when everybody does it 6,000 times a night. Yeah.
It'd be done a lot in that match.
It really would. And I think we're done right now.
I think so. Yep.
We got to go. Sorry it was so quick, guys, but we wanted to give you guys a little, quick recap. It's tough to not podcast after SummerSlam weekend at NXT, but I think we got it out there. Indeed. And we managed to read some tweets and all that stuff. So, follow us on Twitter. We got a bunch of reviews. We checked on a couple websites, and we actually have more response from you guys than we thought we did.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Yes, the foundation is real. The foundation is strong. I love you guys. Follow us at ADCs of Wrestling on most media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, I'm at Andrew David Cox. He is at Matt the Markiest. And we will see you next week. Ball game.
Peace.